Okay, so if you've ever felt just completely overwhelmed by digital assets, all the cryptocurrencies out there,
Oh, yeah.
and just buried in jargon, you know how hard it is to really get what's going on.
That's a lot.
So, welcome to the deep dive. We try to be your shortcut to clarity here, cut through that noise, and get you the insights you actually need.
Yeah, it's so easy to get lost in the technical details or just the market hype.
Right.
And that's really what we want to avoid today. Our mission is to unpack a specific platform, a really interesting one, the XRP ledger.
Ah,
You
okay.
might hear called XRPL or sometimes even the Ripple protocol. It's a cryptocurrency platform launched way back in 2012 by Ripple Labs.
Okay, let's unpack that. So our goal here is to really dive deep into the source material we have, that Wikipedia overview you sent over, and pull out the most important bits for you.
Exactly.
We're talking its origins, its, technical side, the key people involved. The idea is by the end, you'll get a much clearer picture of what makes the XRP ledger, well, unique.
And what's pretty interesting is that the actual development started even earlier, I think 2011,
Oh, okay.
with three engineers, David Schwartz, Jed McCaleb, and Arthur Brito. And the whole thing kind of kicked off from a discussion Jed McCaleb started
Where was that?
on a public forum, bitcointalk.org. And the title of the thread, it was pretty provocative, Bitcoin Without Mining.
Bitcoin without mining. Okay, so that hints right there from the very beginning. This was meant to be something fundamentally different.
Totally different approach.
So the concept spring in 2011, and then the formal XRP Ledger Consensus Protocol gets established. When was that? 2012?
2012, that's right. And this protocol, that's really the unique set of rules. It lets the network confirm transactions really fast, securely, but without all that energy-heavy mining you see with Bitcoin.
Right, the mining aspect is key.
And it's important to remember, the XRPL uses its own native cryptocurrency, XRP. Everyone knows it as XRP now, but originally it was actually called Ripples.
Ripples. Interesting. Okay, so the origins are fascinating, but the ledger's journey, it really hit the mainstream, didn't it? And faced some pretty big legal hurdles, too.
Oh, absolutely. If you fast forward to, say, May 2018, you get this big public moment, Ashton Kutcher.
It Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, him. He gifted $4 million worth of XRP to a charity that Ellen DeGeneres was sponsoring.
Wow.
And at the time, it was actually noted as the third most valuable cryptocurrency on the market. So that tells you something about its early prominence. Public awareness was growing.
That's significant. But beyond the celebrity stuff, maybe the biggest moment for XRP was that court ruling, July 13, 2023. That felt like a real game changer, didn't it?
Huge.
If the court said the token itself isn't a security, but how it's sold could be, what does that actually mean for the wider crypto world?
Well, it wasn't just a win for Ripple, the company. It kind of created this critical regulatory distinction. Judge Analisa Torres, down in the Southern District of New York, she basically ruled that XRP, just as a digital token, doesn't automatically meet the Howey test requirements for being an investment contract.
The Howey test, that's the old legal standard for securities in the U.S., right?
Exactly, the long-standing test. So this ruling, it fundamentally shifts how traditional finance might look at XRP. It could potentially open doors, for institutional adoption that might stay closed for other digital assets that are still stuck in regulatory limbo.
That legal clarity seems to have paved the way for even more, well, incredibly significant news more recently, especially on the political front.
Indeed. Very recently, March 2nd, 2025, President Donald Trump announced that XRP was one of 5 digital assets he planned to name for a U.S. crypto strategic reserve. And the official order then went online March 6th. Now, regardless of your politics, that development undeniably signals a potentially major shift in how XRP could be integrated, maybe, into national financial strategies.
Okay, this historical and legal journey is really compelling. But the real innovation, maybe, is how the XRP ledger actually works. It's just fundamentally different from what a lot of people think of with crypto, isn't it?
It really is.
It runs on this consensus protocol that's, well, not proof of work like Bitcoin or proof of stake either.
Right, and this is where its technical advantages really come through.
Hmm.
Transactions get validated by this network of independent validators,
Okay.
and they reach consensus like every 3 to 5 seconds.
That's incredibly fast.
Super fast settlement. Now, users rely on this trusted list of validators called the Unique Node List, or UNL.
UNL, got it.
And this curated list helps the network get that amazing speed. It is, admittedly, a point of discussion in the crypto community about, network decentralization.
Sure.
But proponents argue it strikes a good balance between efficiency and enough decentralization.
And that efficiency piece, that's huge. The energy consumption number is just, well, striking,
Right.
especially when you think about ESG concerns today.
Exactly.
Mary Lassity, the information systems expert, notes that the platform uses much less electricity than Bitcoin, about as much electricity as it costs to run an email server.
An email server, that's a massive difference. It's not just like a technical footnote. It's a huge competitive edge.
Right.
In a world where big institutions really care about ESG, XRPL's tiny energy footprint isn't just nice, a really compelling argument for using it in enterprise solutions,
Yeah.
especially compared to those super energy-hungry proof-of-work systems.
Makes sense.
And the network itself, the peer-to-peer overlay network, it's described as having this small world network topology.
Small world. What does that mean exactly?
Think of it like uh, a really tightly connected community, highly clustered, very short paths between any 2 points or nodes. Everyone's just a few steps away from everyone else, basically. And that contributes to the speed, too.
Okay, so we've got the tech side, but it feels really vital to draw a clear line between the tech itself and the company, Ripple.
Crucial distinction.
Yale economist Gary Gorton notes Ripple and XRPL are not the same entity. Can you help us kind of untangle that relationship? How does Ripple Labs fit in?
Yeah, it's super important. The XRP ledger itself, that's the decentralized technology, the open source platform.
Right.
Then, shortly after the XRPL launched, back in September 2012, two of the founders, McCaleb and Brito, along with Chris Larson, they founded a company called OpenCoin.
OpenCoin. Okay.
Their goal was to operate on the ledger. Then fast forward a year, September 26, 2013, OpenCoin officially rebrands as Ripple Labs, Inc. And Chris Larson was the CEO at that time.
Got it.
And unlike Bitcoin or others that are mined over time, XRP was pre-mined. 100 billion tokens were created right at the start.
And the connection between the Ledger founders and the company Ripple Labs, it goes even deeper with those tokens, doesn't it?
It does. The XRPL founders gifted a very large chunk of that pre-mined XRP, 80 billion tokens, to the company, Ripple Labs.
80 billion. Wow.
Yeah. So Ripple Labs holds a portion of that XRP and then periodically sells tokens into the market. They say it's to maintain stability and fund their operations.
Right.
So this dynamic means Ripple Labs definitely plays a big role in the XRP ecosystem, even though the XRPL itself remains separate and open source.
Okay, so let's recap a bit. We've journeyed through the XRP ledger, starting from those roots in the Bitcoin without mining idea, all the way to its unique consensus protocol. That means incredibly fast transaction settlement, you said, 3 to 5 seconds typically.
That's right. And we also hit on its significantly lower energy use compared to Bitcoin. About the same as running an email server, which is pretty remarkable.
Yeah. And we clarified that crucial difference between the XRP ledger technology itself and the company, Ripple Labs, which operates on it, founded by McCaleb, Brito, and Chris Larson.
Right. And we touched on some big moments, too. Ashton Kutcher's $4 million XRP donation back in 2018.
When it was the third biggest crypto, yeah.
And that really pivotal July 2023 court ruling saying the XRP token itself isn't inherently a security, even if the way it was sold could be.
And of course, that very recent news from March 2025, President Trump's announcement about potentially including XRP in a planned U.S. crypto strategic reserve.
So when you pull all that together, you've got the XRP ledger's specific technical design, that speed, that energy efficiency. You combine that with its unique legal standing, from the court ruling, the fact that the token itself isn't deemed a security, and now this recent talk about inclusion in a U.S. strategic reserve.
It really does raise a pretty important question, doesn't it? How might these specific characteristics and these developments position the XRP ledger to play a different kind of role, maybe a more institutional or mainstream role in where digital finance and cross-border payments are heading, especially when you compare it to other cryptocurrencies using different tech or facing different regulatory views? What do you think this means for its future adoption?